Episode number 21, The Lapiz Pool. Hello everybody and welcome to another episode of The Adventures of Zanonia. So we're going to get right into it today here. We are on the final part of this fishing building. And as you can see, I am building the Clownfish right now. I gotta say the Clownfish was pretty easy. Not as easy as the fish we were doing in the next one, which is just the regular fish. Again, is that a type of fish, guys? If you do know, please give us a comment or something. I'm pretty sure it's just fish, but I don't know a lot about fish, so that could be an actual type of fish that I don't know about. But anyways, these guys were pretty easy because it was pretty basic. Each row was like 10 long at the most. There weren't any weird spaces where they're like the puffer fish had all those things sticking out of it and whatnot. But it really just I could just sit there, look at the picture I'm looking at, say like three white, two orange, three white again. I don't know, something like that. And that's all I'd have to do. It was really basic. And the next fish is even easier than that. It works out perfectly because it's all gray. I think it did light gray. So I just be like 8 light gray and count out 8 light gray. All right, this one is 8 more, and I got to start at the same spot. Do that again. And then it would just go on like that, and it was really easy. You're going to see that in a minute, but we're right about to finish the clownfish. And now I will put the stone brick on there, and I'll let you guys see it when we're done. It'll look much better with stone brick than it does without it because, as we know, panes, I cannot say that word. Glass panes don't fully extend unless you have something on the other side of it, if that made sense. And as promised, here is a picture of the clownfish all finished up. Not too bad, I kind of like this one. Alright, so I've already talked this build up a little bit and how basic and easy it was. So you're going to see that here. You're going to notice that I didn't have to use too many different colors. Quick thing though, I did forget a black, let's see, glass pane, stained glass. So I just put a stone brick in its place for right there for this moment, but eventually I just went back, got the black stained glass, and just put it in there quick. I did notice right around this build that I made a raw salmon and a cooked regular fish instead of just raw on both. I think that was because when I looked at the salmon, I just grabbed the raw fish thinking we're just fishing here, we're not cooking it. And when I was looking at the fish, I thought that building the cooked fish would look better. And I didn't think at all about one of them being cooked, one being raw, or trying to make them all raw fish so that it's more like a fishing area, not a cooking of the fish area, if that makes sense. Pufferfish and clownfish, I don't believe can be cooked. I know pufferfish can't, and I'm like 90% sure clownfish can. I could have just made a big mistake, but I don't know. So I think it would have been kind of a better idea for it to all be raw fish, but this fish looks a little better cooked and it was a little easier to build, so I did decide to make it a cooked fish. Alright guys, so all 4 of the walls are completed, and this is just a quick clip of me finishing up the roof here. I just started the video towards the end of the roof because I figured you guys didn't want to watch me build the entire thing. It's just placing stone brick blocks. So once this last block is placed on this roof, that means that the actual building is complete. It's great. So now we actually only have the little intricate parts in the middle and the actual pool. That's going to be a tough part, but we'll get to that in a minute. And you can see once I ender pearl down here, I don't know if I actually show it to you vividly, but when we walk in, it is pretty dark. Yeah, you can see that I finished the cooked fish there. So all of the fish are done, and I do have a zombie chasing me. And once we do the touch-up stuff, I will put some extra torches and glowstone in here, but we'll get to that later. Alright, in this clip here, I'm beginning to build the pool, which is going to be surrounded by Lapiz, as we mentioned earlier in... Actually, it was the previous video that I mentioned that. But this is basically all of our Lapiz is going into this pool, and I think it's worth it. This is not the project I was planning on using the Lapiz for, so we got to go get more now. But I think it's perfect for the pool. You really can't see it in the outline. But the second half of this video, once we're done placing these blocks, is the beginning of the creation of the pool. It actually took me like an hour to get the whole pool done because it's just kind of a pain in the butt process. At least the process I use. I don't know. I'm not. I'm not really good at it. I've never tried it before, placing water in the pool without, like I've used World Edit in my creative world. That's what I did was just set the blocks. Ooh, excuse me. set the blocks to water in my creative world just to say that I had the pool there, and then I had to figure out how I'm going to do this. So you saw I dug the trench there, and then I just for the first little trench was easy. I could just place the water in like I'm doing here, and it takes me a sec to keep going back and getting water. Probably should have got more buckets on me, but that's all I had, and I didn't want to use more of our iron. And then after that, I dig a second trench, not on the block next to it, which I probably could have when I look at it now, put it on the block or on the row directly next to the one I'm putting the water in. Instead, I skipped one row like you see there. I think it worked out either way, probably about the same pace. But once I do that, I take some water and I begin to do exactly what I did with that first trench. Just place a water source block on each of the grass blocks down the line. And once I finish that up in just a second here, we have two complete rows of water. And we need this whole area water, so that's not enough, clearly. So after that, I dig one spot out in the row in the middle, like you see here at a time. And then I screwed up on the water there for a second. Went back and placed one water on the edge there and did that by each spot of grass. And that went on for the entire pool. You can see how it's making the water source blocks even, and it's not too difficult of a process. So I don't show you the whole thing, but I will show you the little end of it, and we'll have the pool done here just a second. All right, and here is the final clip of the pool, and we are almost done here. We just have pretty much touch-up work, and it's just time to make this look beautiful. All right, so to begin this clip, I went and grabbed some, actually I had to make these fence gates, so I went and grabbed some wood and made them into sticks and then into fence gates, and I think I made too many, but I can always use more fence gates, especially with the surrounding barrier to the sectors, so really don't mind there. And on the outside row of Lapiz, I put a little fence. This is basically pure decoration here. There's not much of a need for this fence. Just kind of makes it look cool, a little more of a enclosed pool area. And then afterward, I do believe I work on the torches a little bit. Maybe I did that in the touch-up. We'll have to see in a second. But after that, I work on the grass area right behind us. So here I will finish that. And I put the little fence gates in too because that's a little fancy. And I decided to open the doors from the inside. There we go. There it is. So now I believe I'm going to take out my bone meal here and work on this grass pasture. All I'm doing here is putting the bone meal out, adding torches too because it's really dark in this room, and making this a little grass flowery area. This side was all red and yellow flowers, the original, and I did decide to put some tall grass in there because I think it added onto the look. But as I was saying, this side, all yellow and a couple red, right? And then once I finish putting it in, you look, I go to this side. Look at all the blue or the cyan flowers. I don't know exactly which flowers these are. Tons of them. There's almost every click was blue. There's one yellow, a yellow and red, another yellow. So the end of it was more yellows and reds. But there's so many blues on this side. So these sides are almost completely different looking, but I kind of like that at the same time. What I really like is how the torches are almost hidden inside the grass. You really you really can't tell that the torches are there. I mean, you can, but you kind of have to look around for them. So I like that a lot because I like it when you don't know exactly where the light source is coming from. I think that's a lot more professional than if you got torches hanging out everywhere. So I've said that a couple times in this these past couple episodes. I do a couple remakes on the torches, just kind of play around with them. Here's where I put them on the corner. I said that earlier, but turns out I do it right here. And I want to make it look pretty professional in here. I don't like when the torches are scattered around, and if they are on the floor or on the ceiling or on the walls, it wouldn't be on the ceiling. That'd be glowstone. I want to make them in a pattern because when it's not really patternized and it's just random, looks like you just sprinted and clicked every 2 seconds. I don't think it looks really good. So I definitely wanted the inside to look a little better. And it's now time for the final touch-ups, guys. We'll show you those in just a second. So here we are at the chest, and when we turn around, we have our fishing sector. Now the sector is not done. This is the first part of the sector. Here's our little fishing rod. I think it came out pretty well. Goes in the path a little bit, but Pretty easy to walk by. When we go in here, I closed off the tunnel a little bit. I went in here and put some glowstone in the roof in a nice little pattern. Added some chests that you just saw me walk by, and put glowstone in the pool. That's what I was looking at there a second ago. There it is, the glowstone in the pool. So now we're going to do some fishing. I'm going to fast forward this part while I look to get a fish. I noticed while doing some fishing afterward that having your particles on made it a whole lot easier to catch the fish. So that's why it took me such a long time to get it here. I did end up screwing around with it to make it a little easier. And you will see here in just a second, I whipped in just a regular fish. There we go. So I'll put it in this chest and the other chest here. This will be where the fishing rods go. And that's it, guys. There's the beginning of the fishing sector. Alright guys, there you have it, episode 21. Thank you guys for watching and all the support you have given us so far. If you enjoyed today's episode, go ahead and join the cul-de-sac by clicking that subscribe button. Maybe drop us a like, comment, favorite, and a share. Follow us on Twitter at TheEdBoys, and of course don't forget to check out the Foxcraft website. All links are in the description.